Have you ever found yourself maybe sitting at the kitchen table, notebook open, coffee nearby, just staring at a page full of ideas? Dreaming about starting a business, something that's really yours.
Oh, yeah.
But then that feeling hits you, overwhelm. Like, where do you even start? How do you turn that little spark into something real, something that actually, takes off?
It's such a common feeling, isn't it? That burst of excitement. It's amazing. But then translating it into actual steps,
Yeah.
it feels like a huge leap.
Right.
So many people have brilliant ideas, truly great concepts. But it's the doing, the journey from just an idea to a real business that's often the biggest hurdle.
Well, that's exactly what we're going to tackle on the deep dive today. Our mission here is to basically give you a shortcut, a really clear, practical understanding of that whole journey starting and growing a business.
Yeah, we want to break down the complicated bits so you feel empowered, not, swamped with information.
Exactly. Think of it like getting the core wisdom, the essentials, without having to wade through everything yourself.
And we're drawing on some serious expertise here, specifically from Colin Barrow's book, Mastering Business, From Concept to Scale,
Ah, yes, part of the For Dummies series.
which, as you probably know, are brilliant at making intimidating subjects feel, well, doable. They just have a knack for it. Business is definitely one of those subjects that can feel huge.
And Colin Barrow himself, he's the perfect guide for this. He's not just academic, he's a seasoned consultant, an educator, used to be head of the enterprise group at Cranfield School of Management. That's quite the background.
It really is. It means he brings this, perfect mix of knowing the theory, the solid principles, but also tons of practical, hands-on experience from actually working with businesses.
Yeah, real world stuff.
He's written, over 30 books, including quite a few in the Dummies series. That tells you something about his ability to explain complex things really clearly, especially for people maybe doing this for the first time.
What I love about his approach is how practical it is. It's step by step. He really focuses on building your confidence as you go and, crucially, helping you avoid those really common mistakes that trip up so many new businesses.
Or even established ones trying to grow. It's not dry theory. It's really a guide to action. He wants you to feel equipped to actually do it.
So why is this deep dive important for you listening? Well, by the end of this, you won't just have a fuzzy idea about building a business. You'll have a clear roadmap in your head.
Yeah, you should feel like you've basically got the essence of the whole book. You'll have that foundational knowledge to actually take action.
Whether that's knowing how to avoid those costly mistakes, or getting a grip on your finances, or figuring out how to build a team, or even thinking about scaling up later on.
We want to give you that core understanding, that confidence to move forward wherever you are right now.
Okay, let's dive in then. We'll start with book 1, Getting Started, Laying the Foundation. This first bit is all about getting your head straight and putting down that essential groundwork before you even think about launching anything.
Exactly. It's the prep work. Chapter 1 is called Preparing for Business, and it sets a really important tone. The big idea, maybe the surprising one, is that starting a business isn't just about a brilliant idea.
Right.
It's really fundamentally about you. Are you ready for this journey? Barrow compares it to like a tough trek, a really demanding hike.
That makes sense. You wouldn't just wander off into the mountains unprepared, would you?
Exactly. So a key takeaway is that personal readiness is paramount. You need to do a really honest self-check. What are your skills, your confidence level, and importantly, your entrepreneurial energy?
Yeah.
Are you genuinely up for it?
It's a marathon, not a sprint, right?
Definitely. And Barrow's clear. Passion is vital, it's the fuel, but it's not enough on its own. Success needs planning, a realistic view of risk, knowing things will go wrong sometimes, and a really strong sense of accountability.
Accountability is huge. You're the one driving the bus.
Totally. You're responsible. He also suggests thinking about your entrepreneurial fit. Are you nature-like, born for this?
Right.
Or nurture, you've learned the skills. Or maybe a risk taker who thrives on the challenge.
Knowing that helps you understand your strengths, maybe where you need help.
Precisely. It's about self-awareness. Like that marathon analogy, again, you wouldn't just show up on race day. You train, check your gear, know the route. Starting a business needs that same mental and practical prep.
Okay, so you've done the self-check, you're committed. Next up is Chapter 2, Structuring Your Business. This sounds, well, legalistic.
It is, but it's foundational. This legal setup decision impacts everything. Control, taxes, your personal liability, it's massive.
So what are the main options he covers?
Well, there's the sole trader. Simple, you're in charge. But you're personally liable if things go wrong. Your house could be on the line.
Yikes, okay.
Then partnership. Sharing control, sharing profits, but also sharing the liability. Good for combining skills, but you need to get along, you know?
Yeah, partnerships can be tricky.
Then the limited company. This creates a separate legal person for the business. So your personal assets are protected. That's the limited liability bit. More paperwork, but safer for you personally.
That sounds like a popular choice for many.
It is. And finally, the franchise route. You buy into an existing, proven system. Faster start, less risk maybe, but you follow their rules. Less freedom.
So choosing the structure affects liability, tax, paperwork, even how credible you look.
Absolutely. Barrow gives practical advice too, like registering your name, protecting your brand, your intellectual property, making it all official.
It's like building a house, isn't it? Do you want a shed, a semi, or a mansion? Each has different rules, responsibilities, ownership.
That's a great analogy. Your business structure is the blueprint for its legal house. Getting it right early saves so much trouble later.
Okay, structure sorted. Then chapter 3 asks, can you do it? This sounds like we're back to self-doubt.
Maybe a bit, but it's more about the idea itself, moving beyond the dream to the cold, hard reality.
Yeah.
Is this idea actually feasible? Is there a real market for it?
Right, filtering dreams from doable ideas. Because not every great idea makes a great business.
Exactly. You need to check. Is the market big enough? Are there too many competitors already? Or is there actually space for you? Finding that sweet spot.
And it's not just the market, right? It's about resources.
Yes. Do you have or can you realistically get the skills, the time, the money to make it happen? This stage forces you to sharpen the concept into something that can actually work in practice.
It makes you think, doesn't it? How many ideas just fizzle out because they weren't practical? This chapter helps you avoid that. Be honest early on.
That honesty is crucial, and it leads right into chapter 4, preparing the business plan. Now, a lot of people groan when they hear business plan.
Yeah, sounds like homework for the bank.
Barrow argues it's way more than that. It's not just for getting a loan, it's your essential roadmap for you.
Okay, so what should it do for me beyond maybe getting funding?
It clarifies your mission, your vision, forces you to really understand your market, to define your product or service, detail your operations, think about your team.
And the money side, presumably.
Oh, absolutely. Projecting your finances.
Yeah.
Cash flow, profitability, your break-even point. It's your internal compass.
And he makes it less scary, provides templates.
Yeah, he breaks it down, gives you walkthroughs, makes it feel much more manageable, less like climbing a mountain, turns it into a strategic thinking exercise.
Like planning that cross-country road trip we talked about. You wouldn't just drive off. You need the map, the budget, the itinerary.
Exactly. The business plan is that detailed map for your business journey. Helps you see ahead, anticipate bumps.
Got the map. Now, chapter 5. Establishing your starting position. What's this about?
It's about knowing exactly where you are right now, your current situation, what makes you unique.
So, benchmarking. Looking at your resources.
Precisely. Evaluating your skills, your time, your budget realistically, not wishful thinking. From there, you can set achievable milestones. Break the big journey into smaller steps.
That makes it feel less overwhelming.
And he talks about planning immediate actions. What can you do right now to get moving? Build momentum.
And comparing yourself to others. Competitors.
Yes. Understanding what competitors are doing, their strengths, weaknesses, helps you define your unique selling proposition, your USP. What makes you different? Better. Why should customers choose you?
It's like lining up for that race again. Know your fitness, know the other runners, plan your strategy.
Spot on. Self-aware and market-aware.
Which leads perfectly into the last chapter of Book 1, Chapter 6, Researching Customers and Competitors. This sounds critical. No guessing allowed.
Absolutely not. You need deep evidence-based understanding. Who are you serving? Who are you up against?
He talks about customer personas, like detailed profiles.
Yeah, not just vague ideas, really specific profiles. What are their needs, their problems, their behaviors? What makes them tick? Go beyond just demographics.
So you can really define your target segments, the specific groups most likely to buy.
Exactly. Laser focus makes your marketing so much more effective. No wasting money talking to the wrong people.
And competitor analysis, really digging deep.
Understanding their strengths, weaknesses, strategies. Not just to copy, but to see where the gaps are. Where's the opportunity for you?
Finding those unmet needs. That's the key, isn't it? Where can you provide a solution nobody else is?
That's the gold. And Barrow gives practical tools surveys, using existing data, secondary research, other methods to inform your decisions on price, features, marketing, everything.
Like opening that coffee shop example, you wouldn't just guess what people want. You'd research the neighborhood, the competition, find your niche.
Precisely. That research sets you up for success. It's the foundation.
Okay, wow, that's a lot of foundational work just in book one. Getting yourself ready, structuring things legal, checking feasibility, planning, and really knowing your market.
It is, but it's essential. Skipping this stuff is where so many businesses go wrong right at the start.
Right. So let's move on. Book two. Sorting out your finances. The money matters. The lifeblood, as they say.
Definitely. This is where Barrow tackles the financial maze, starting with Chapter 7. Finding the money. Where does the cash actually come from?
Okay, what are the options he lays out?
A whole range, actually. Starting with, self-funding, using your own savings. Often the first step, show you're committed.
Bootstrapping, yeah.
Then friends and family. Common, but can get complicated if things don't go well.
True. Handle with care.
Then traditional bank loans. Need a solid plan, good credit. Angel investors, individuals investing their own money, often bringing advice too.
Right. Smart money sometimes.
Venture capital or VC firms. They invest bigger amounts, usually looking for high growth, and take a chunk of your company. Then government grants free money, basically, if you qualify.
Oh, yeah.
And crowdfunding, lots of small amounts from the public online.
That's quite a spectrum. Anything else?
He mentions public sector contracts too. Don't overlook bidding for government work. It can be a huge, stable source of income.
Good point. So whatever the source, you need a good pitch.
Absolutely. You need to clearly explain how you'll make money, your potential profits, and show you're a leader they can trust. Sell the vision.
Like those streams feeding a river. Some small trickles, some steady flows, some gushing waterfalls. Need the right ones for your stage.
Perfect analogy. Which leads nicely to Chapter 8. Seeking, nearly, free money.
It's
exciting, doesn't it? This focuses on money you don't have to pay back.
Grants, tax breaks, specific government support schemes. Barrow often uses UK examples, but the principle applies widely. Many governments incentivize certain types of businesses.
So it's about finding those schemes and seeing if you fit.
Exactly. He helps you figure out eligibility and guides you through the application process, which can feel, really bureaucratic and complex otherwise.
Demystifying the paperwork.
Yeah. And busting the myth that grants are only for charities or huge research projects. Lots of smaller businesses can get them if they know how to look and apply properly. Often about aligning with public goals like job creation. Okay, so you found the money. Now, Chapter 9. Keeping track of finances. This sounds less exciting, but probably more important.
Crucial for control and growth. You have to know where the money is going.
So, bookkeeping basics, what does that involve?
Things like bank reconciliation, matching your records to the banks, invoicing customers properly, tracking every expense, understanding key numbers like profit margins.
Your business vital signs.
Exactly. And deciding when you can DIY it versus when you need to hire an accountant or a bookkeeper.
And the point is, these numbers drive control.
Totally. A clear, up-to-date financial picture is the only way to truly control things, make smart decisions, and plan for growth. It's your dashboard.
Like driving that car. Need to know your speed, fuel, engine temp, otherwise you're driving blind.
Precisely. Which brings us to Chapter 10, budgeting for beginners. This isn't just tracking the past, it's planning ahead, forecasting.
Okay, so setting target.
Yeah. Forecasting means setting financial goals for the future, creating realistic estimates for revenue, what you think you'll earn, and expenses, what you think you'll spend.
Your financial blueprint.
Right. But the key is you don't just make the plan and forget it. You constantly compare your actual results to your estimates.
And adjust when things change. Because they always do.
Always. You have to be agile. Like that holiday budget example, if flights cost more, you adjust elsewhere. Businesses need that same flexibility. Adapt to reality.
Makes sense. So we've covered getting started, the market, the money. Now, book 3, getting and managing staff, the people power. This feels like a whole different ballgame.
It really is. Arguably the most complex, but also potentially the most rewarding part. And it starts with Chapter 11, staying legal. Got to follow the rules.
Employment law basics, avoiding pitfalls.
Exactly. Understanding things like employment, contracts, what needs to be in them, payroll obligations, pensions, health and safety, employee rights, your duties as an employer. It's non-negotiable.
Compliance is key. Avoid fines, legal trouble, and protect your reputation.
Absolutely. Mistakes here can be incredibly costly, financially and reputationally. Barrow gives you the map to navigate that minefield safely.
Okay, map in hand. Chapter 12, advertising and interviewing. Finding the right people.
This is about attracting the talent you need and then picking the best fit. Starts with clearly defining the role. What does the job actually involve?
Not just a vague title.
No. Specific responsibilities, skills needed. Then crafting job ads that attract the right kind of people. Choosing where to advertise online, agencies, referrals.
And the interviews, how to do them well.
Structured interviews so you can compare candidates fairly, get insights into their skills, but also their attitude, how they'd fit your team culture.
He notes the difference between hiring for a startup versus an established company.
Yeah. Startups often need adaptable people, willing to wear many hats. Established firms might want deep specialists, finding the right puzzle piece.
Like recruiting for that band. Not just can you play,
Yeah.
but what kind of music, how you work together, then hear them play.
Perfect. Get the whole picture.
Found them. Now, Chapter 13. Employing people successfully. Getting them started right. Onboarding.
Critical step. What happens in those first days and weeks to integrate them? Make them feel welcome, informed, part of the team. It's more than just paperwork.
Setting clear expectations, roles, responsibilities, performance standards.
Absolutely. And probation reviews, checking in early to make sure it's a good fit for everyone. Then ongoing performance management support, feedback, helping them excel.
And building team cohesion, making everyone feel like part of a group.
Like that new player on the sports team. You don't just throw them in, introduce them, explain the plays, help them belong. Same for your business team.
Okay, but sometimes things don't work out.
Ugh.
Chapter 14, disciplining and dismissing. The tough stuff.
Yeah, handling underperformance or misconduct.
Yeah.
It's unavoidable sometimes. The key principles, fairness and documentation, absolutely crucial.
Keep records, follow procedures.
And make sure everything aligns with employment law. Barrow provides frameworks for having these difficult conversations professionally, ethically, without wrecking morale for everyone else.
Because handling it badly causes legal issues, kills morale, damages your reputation. Hugely important.
Definitely a defining moment for a leader. Then, Chapter 15, very practical. Pay slips and deductions. Payroll nuts and bolts.
Getting people paid correctly and legally.
Yep. Covers pay tax, pay as you earn, national insurance, pensions, statutory leave like sick pay, maternity, plus the essential record keeping. Keeps things compliant, builds trust.
Okay, beyond the mechanics. Chapter 16, inspiring performance. Moving from managing to motivating.
This is about getting the best from your team. He highlights recognition celebrating achievements, big and small, using incentives, financial or otherwise, to drive the right behaviors.
And building that positive workplace culture.
Absolutely. Creating an environment where people feel valued, respected, and want to contribute their best. Turning employees into advocates for your business.
Like that great coach inspiring the team, celebrating wins, fostering spirit.
Exactly. That's what drives high performance long term.
And Chapter 17, coaching and development, builds on that. Investing in your people.
Yes. Providing training, fostering continuous learning, mentorship pull-in, connecting experienced staff with newer ones. He stresses that developing your team is vital for keeping good people, retention, and sparking new ideas, innovation.
Your team's growth fuels the business's growth.
Couldn't agree more. And finally for this section, Chapter 18, performance appraisals, structured feedback.
How to do them well.
Fairly, preparing properly, gathering objective info, focusing on constructive feedback, helpful, actionable, not just criticism.
And linking individual goals to the business's success.
That's the strategic aim. Show people how their work contributes to the bigger picture, makes their job feel meaningful.
Right, that covers the people side comprehensively. Now, Book 4. Keeping on top of the books, the financial health check. Diving deeper into finance and tax.
Yep. Chapter 19 is self-assessment and tax, navigating that complex tax landscape.
Filing your taxes correctly, declaring income and expenses.
And knowing about things like VAT registration when you need to register, how it works, understanding the thresholds, the deadlines to avoid penalties. Barrow breaks down this often confusing process.
Makes it less intimidating. Then, Chapter 20, back to bookkeeping basics, reinforcing the fundamentals.
Exactly. Meticulous record-keeping receipts, invoices, using ledgers, understanding concepts like accruals, recognizing income expenses when they happen, not just when cash moves, and depreciation, spreading the cost of big assets.
And using accounting software to help.
Definitely simplifies things. The main takeaway. Good bookkeeping isn't just about staying legal. It informs every major business decision.
So what does it mean for you? It means you make smarter choices because you have real data. not just gut feeling.
Precisely, which leads to understanding the key reports.
Yeah.
Chapter 21, the profit and loss P&L statement or income statement.
What you earned versus what you spent over a period shows profitability.
Spot on. Understanding revenue, sales, gross profit, revenue minus direct costs, operating costs, day-to-day expenses, and net profit, the bottom line after everything.
It's like a video of your financial performance over time.
Good way to put it. Shows the flow, the performance over a quarter or a year.
Okay, if the P&L is the video, then Chapter 22, the balance sheet, is what?
That's the snapshot. A photo of your financial health at one specific moment in time.
What does it show?
Your assets, what you own, liabilities, what you owe, and owner equity, your stake. It reflects your short-term liquidity, cash on hand, and long-term financial stability. Are you built to last?
An essential snapshot of where you stand financially right now.
Absolutely. Crucial for understanding your overall financial position.
Okay, internal machinery, finances, people. Now book V marketing and advertising, spreading the word. Moving outwards, connecting with customers.
Vital stuff. Starts with Chapter 23, Customer Insight. Continuously tuning into your customers. It's not a one-off task.
Because markets change, preferences change.
Constantly. You have to keep revisiting their needs. Identify market shifts, new trends. Understanding your customers deeply improves all your marketing. It's an ongoing conversation.
Right. So based on that insight, Chapter 24 is marketing your wares, putting the famous 4 Ps into action.
Product, price, place, promotion. Exactly. Defining your unique value. Thinking about bundling products, setting prices competitively but profitably.
And place how and where people buy, online, physical store, distributors.
And promotion, how you communicate your value, make sure the right people hear about you.
All leads to Chapter 25, writing a marketing plan, the roadmap for reaching customers.
Like the main business plan, but focused on marketing. Define objectives, what you want to achieve, strategies, how, budgets, how much, metrics, how to measure success, and a calendar when.
Ensures you're intentional, not just throwing spaghetti at the wall. Maximizes your marketing ROI.
Totally. Then he covers specific tactics. Chapter 26, print promotions. Still relevant.
Surprisingly, yes, if done right. Brochures, flyers, ads, direct mail. How to design and distribute them effectively for certain goals. And Chapter 27, signage and posters. Physical visuals.
Making sure they're readable, well-located, and consistent with your brand. Making every sign count, not just blend into the noise.
Makes sense. Then Chapter 28, PR and word of mouth. This sounds powerful.
Hugely. Building reputation, encouraging organic buzz, media outreach, press releases, community involvement.
Customer referrals. Getting happy customers to spread the word.
Gold standard marketing. Also positioning yourself as an expert, thought leadership, and managing your reputation online and offline.
It's true, isn't it? A recommendation from a friend is way more powerful than an ad.
Absolutely. Trust is key.
Okay, moving digital. Chapter 29, planning your website, your digital storefront.
Crucial first impression often. Choosing the right domain name. Focusing on user experience, UX, making it easy and pleasant to use. Logical content structure, good design, branding, basic security, and tracking performance visitors, engagement.
Then Chapter 30, equipping your e-business, making the website functional.
Setting up the operational side, choosing the right platform, WordPress, Shopify, Wix, secure payment processing, logistics, managing orders, shipping, returns smoothly, data security, and legal compliance, privacy policies, etc.
Lots to consider for online sales. Chapter 31, e-marketing, digital strategies.
Reaching customers online, SEO, getting found in search results organically, SEM, paid search ads for immediate visibility.
Email campaigns, social media ads.
Yep. Building lists, sending effective emails, using paid social ads smartly, and analytics, measuring everything to see what works. A/B testing different approaches, tracking conversions, turning visitors into customers, data-driven decisions.
And finally, for marketing, Chapter 32, social media engagement, beyond just posting.
Building a community. Choosing the right platforms for your audience, scheduling content smartly, interacting authentically, comments, messages, developing a consistent brand voice, and tracking ROI, making sure it's contributing to your goals.
Phew. That's a comprehensive look at getting the word out. Now the final section, Book 6, getting bigger, scaling, and leading, when things really start taking off.
This is about navigating growth. Chapter 33, thinking strategically. As you mature, you need to revisit your strategy.
Because what got you here won't necessarily get you there.
Exactly. Growth brings new challenges, new opportunities. Need a fresh look. using tools like SWOT analysis, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats, and PESTO, political, economics, social, tech, environmental, legal factors.
To decide whether to pivot, change direction, or consolidate strength in your current position.
Precisely. It's not just for huge companies. Every growing business needs this strategic thinking to avoid getting stuck.
Then Chapter 34, managing multiple products, expanding your offerings.
Growing through diversification, multi-channel growth, reaching customers in different ways, developing new product lines that complement existing ones, brand architecture, how it all fits together coherently, pricing tiers.
Aiming for portfolio synergy, making everything work together.
Yes, building an ecosystem, not just a random collection of stuff.
Chapter 35, improving performance, continuous improvement.
Always seeking ways to be more efficient, more effective. Operational efficiency, streamlining, reducing waste. Customer feedback loops, listening and acting. Using KPI dashboards to track progress.
And budgeting specifically for improvement and innovation, making it a priority.
Essential for long-term health. Investing in the future.
Chapter 36 looks at franchising for growth, a specific scaling model.
Allows rapid expansion by letting others operate your model under your brand. Involves careful legal agreements, ensuring consistency, and recruiting the right franchisees.
And it's not just for fast food.
Not at all. Many service and retail businesses use it successfully. A powerful growth lever if it fits your model.
For more mature businesses, Chapter 37, TV radio ads. Big reach, big budget.
Can be. Significant costs involved. Need concise, impactful messages for a broad audience. Careful media planning, right channels, right times. A strategic investment for businesses with solid foundations.
And the final chapter, 38. Becoming a great manager. Leadership evolves with the business.
Crucially, it's a learned skill, not something you're just born with. Developed through practice, learning, feedback.
Key aspects, delegation, coaching,
Yeah.
setting the culture.
All vital. Empowering your team through delegation. Guiding and developing them through coaching. Shaping the values and environment through culture setting.
Communication is key too.
The cornerstone. Clear, effective communication. And specifically, leading teams through growth and change that requires real skill and empathy.
It really makes you think about that shift from being the main doer to being the leader and strategist. A huge transition.
It is, and it defines entrepreneurial maturity.
Wow. What an incredible journey through Colin Barrow's book, from that
Yeah.
initial idea right through to scaling and leading. He really covers the whole life cycle.
He does. It's a genuinely comprehensive guide, and hopefully this deep dive distills that process into something really actionable and empowering.
We've seen success starts with readiness, personal and market readiness. You need that solid ground.
And then structure and planning, legal, strategic, operational, that's the foundation you build on, being intentional.
We tackled finances, finding money, tracking it, budgeting. Knowing your numbers is power, not something to fear.
Absolutely. And marketing, getting the word out, building that online presence essential from day one, connecting with customers.
And the people side. Hiring, managing, inspiring, that defines your culture and your success. Investing in your team pays off hugely.
Definitely. And finally, scaling requires strategic thinking, performance systems, maybe pivoting, managing growth effectively.
Barrow's core message seems to be that entrepreneurship is a structured journey. It's not just chaos. You can approach each step with knowledge and confidence.
That's it, exactly. It's reassuring, isn't it? You can learn this stuff.
This book, and hopefully this chat, gives you the tools and confidence to face those challenges, reduces the unknown, gives you a clearer path, like having a mentor.
Yeah, clarity in the complexity.
So as you're listening, thinking about all this, what's one small, tangible step you can take today, inspired by this structured approach? It doesn't have to be huge.
Just one thing. What will you prepare for, or research, or plan more carefully now?
Remember, mastering business isn't about having all the answers instantly. Nobody does.
It's about knowing how to ask the right questions, where to find guidance, and having the confidence to take that informed action.
We really hope this deep dive has given you that foundation, those questions, and maybe a bit more confidence.
Definitely. Revisit these ideas as you move forward on your own journey, whatever stage you're at.
It's an ongoing process, learning and growing. But now, hopefully, you feel much better equipped to walk that path.